guys, Dan back here with the Regular Guy Garage. So we're gonna be going racing today, or at least we're gonna be trying to go racing. Problem is, I got home from work, opened the garage door, and noticed that there is a puddle on the floor below the car, right in the rear, and it's clearly gas. The car's leaking gas from somewhere. Hopefully it's just like one of the hose fittings or something like that, maybe came loose. But yeah, we're gonna check it out really quick. I mean, if it's leaking to the point where I can't stop it, we're not gonna run, but yeah, let's see what we got. So I opened the garage and I noticed that, and then obviously the smell that comes with it. So, oh, there's a drip right there. So this fuel filter's got fuel all over it. It's leaking from, well, leaking from that fitting right there. I'm gonna try and, it's not loose. I'm gonna try and tighten that really quick and see, hopefully that's it. All right, so this fitting right here, the one that goes into the fuel filter, was actually, this is where the leak was coming from. I tightened it up a little bit, and now I don't see anything. So I guess we'll see. I'll just keep an eye on it. It's kind of weird though, it just randomly started leaking out of nowhere. So just to give you guys a reminder, the last pass with this car on the 28-inch tires went 681 at 103 miles an hour. For this pass right here, it's going to be on the lowest boost setting, which is 8 pounds, and we're going to see if the tuning that I did this past week has actually picked the car up anytime in the 8th mile on the same exact setting that the car was on last time. So what we're looking for here is some sort of a big significant change. A couple hundredths here and there, maybe a 0.3 or so mile an hour. That won't really signify a huge difference, but if we gain a couple mile an hour or seconds or lose the same, then we'll know that whatever we did on the dyno either worked or didn't work. Alright guys, so while my computer is updating, we went a personal best right off the trailer. 669 at 106.6. We picked up over 2 miles an hour on our best. That's like 2.5 miles per hour. And like I said, that tuning down low where we picked up all that power, I guarantee you that was it. I didn't even leave that well. We still went 159 at the 60 foot. So, and this was on 8 pounds, right? I turned it back down. So I'm gonna look at the log really quick, turn it up to 10, and then yeah, we'll see what we got from there. So I turned up the boost, and we basically ran the same. I mean, we ran a little slow. Yeah, we ran 3/100th slower. Ran the same mile an hour. 60 foot was a little sluggish, which is why the 3/10 came off. But looking at the log really quick. So if you notice, when I shift, it kind of brings the boost back down, right? So it made 10 pounds all the way up at the top, but so we really only made 10 pounds for like the last maybe half a second. The rest of the time we were in here. And this is where those taller gears are going to come into play. You know, when you guys keep telling me you got to run taller gears. That's this right here. So even though we made 10 pounds at the top, it's taken us a minute to get up there. I'm going to turn the knob a little bit more than I normally would, and it should at least bump us up, so we're running more boost. We should run a faster pass. I'm going to make this the last pass of the night, but we should see 10 across the board when I turn the boost up on this one. It's kind of weird. I can see the numbers when I watch it, but for some reason it's not showing up on the screen. So like I said, guys, as we get closer to Ford Takeover, just to create kind of some fun to it, I'm going to start hiding the times for what I'm going. But I will say, I ran a significant personal best. Significantly faster. Significantly faster. I'll go ahead and put the mile an hour up. I'll flash the mile an hour real quick. You got to be quick. You got to pause it or whatever, but here it is. All right, so here we are taking a look at the data. This is the last run, full throttle to full throttle. There's a TPS right there. I know this, so this is our fuel compensation for the base table. It looks kind of wavy, but this is only 1%. Yeah, 1%. So it compensated 1% up or down, so our base fuel table is perfect. Let me go ahead and I'll show you what I was talking about with the boost. I believe I already have it overlaid. So if you remember from the last pass and how the boost kind of climbed up the whole way, you can see it right here again. So we basically first gear, then we started building a little more boost, second gear, and then third gear is really where it ramped it up. So first gear, I mean, we had, it looks like we're right around 8 pounds, 7, 8 pounds. Then it kind of stepped up to almost 9, 10, and then it stepped all the way back up to, I think we actually made just shy of 13. Let me find my mouse really quick. So here's the RPM right here, first gear, second gear.
I feel like I short shifted first a little bit, but yeah, 5,500, but it was coming up pretty quick, and then we went 56, almost 5,700, and then rode third gear all the way out to 5,800. But this is the boost curve right here, and if you notice, the boost curve kind of follows the RPM curve. So let's see, at the top of first gear, it made exactly 8 pounds of boost, just like it did on the last one. And here we go, top of second gear, it made 10.6. At the top of third gear, we made, where is it, 12.8 pounds. So there you go, just shy of 13 pounds. Air fuel's pretty much where I want it. I mean, I was targeting 11.4, it went 11.2. I'm actually okay with that. I'd rather be closer to 11.0. You know, so we're looking good all the way across the board. And then ignition timing. So people have asked me about ignition timing. So at 5,800, 12 pounds of boost, I'm targeting 19, or we saw 19, yeah, 19.4 degrees. What did we see? At 8 pounds, we saw 23. 10.5, we saw 21. And then as we went all the way out, you know, 19. So this is kind of where, how everyone's saying a taller gear, this is really the downfall of running this short gear, this 410 gear on the turbo car. It doesn't give the car enough time to build boost. Granted, I also don't have a trans brake, so when we leave, we're not leaving on any boost. By the time my foot hit the floor, we were at 100 kPa, and then it took us almost 1.5 full seconds to build up to, let's see, what is that, 1.8? It took us 1.5 full seconds just to build to 8 PSI. And so we didn't see 10 PSI by over 3 seconds, we saw 10 PSI. And so just with that right there, once we get a taller gear in this car, the fact that we're basically building boost, losing boost, or basically having to build boost through the entire pass, that's leaving a lot on the table for us right there. I mean, as we saw in the last pass, I turned it up to 10 pounds, and we didn't see 10 pounds till the very end. And so we're leaving a lot on the table there. When we get a way to build boost and maintain boost from the start and then on, plus a taller gear, I mean, just those things right there would get this car faster in its current state. That's pretty minimal work. Once I can get this rev limiter figured out, plus a taller gear in, you know, that is cheap, very inexpensive time gains right there. Guys, what I love about this car so much, it is a very inexpensive build compared to what a lot of people out there are doing. Whatever I can do, I like to do on this car, and then show you guys that, like, with average mechanical skills and research, you can do basically whatever you want. I mean, you know, this car, easily 10-second quarter-mile car, easily. Probably deep 10-second car now, maybe even high 9-second car. But actually, I will guarantee it's a high 9-second car. But you know, people will come along and they try and discredit what you're doing. It is incredibly rewarding to get the car to where it is now. I was pretty embarrassed last year trailing around an 8-second 8th mile car. I think our first pass in the car went 8:30s. And so here we are a year later, and we are running significantly faster. You know, more mile an hour. I trapped in the 8th mile just a single-digit number of miles per hour slower than I trapped in the quarter mile last year. And that says something, you know. And I will honestly say my favorite messages that I get, whether it's inbox or comments, is when people are like, hey man, you inspired me to do this to my car, whether it's a Terminator or turbo, or even just put an exhaust on your car. Stuff like that to me is all worth it, you know. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the progress of the car. Might get one more shakedown pass next week, but we'll see. I got some stuff in the works. So from here on out until Ford Takeover, you're not going to see another time slip. We'll probably be out there. We might be out there racing next week, but we'll see. Weather dependent too. If you get to Ford Takeover, you just see this thing rip down the track. Hopefully a few times. It got pretty hot on that last pass. I had to let it cool down for a little while. But yeah, we're going to go out there, have a good time, race whoever, and just have a good time. Hang out. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit the like button. It helps us out big time. If you don't follow me on Instagram, @RegularGuyGarage. As always, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.